What's up, guys? It's your boy, Charm City Gamer here, back with another WWE vlog. And this'll be a long-ass vlog. NWO, you want a t-shirt. NWO for life. Anyways, this'll be a long-ass vlog, because I'm covering 3 different shows on one go here. Covering Elimination Chamber, Raw, the following night, and Smackdown Live, which was on Tuesday. So yeah, covering 3 things at once here. Let's get started. Alright, so first off you had Elimination Chamber on Sunday. Pretty decent show. And you had Becky Lynch beating Mickie James, which I thought was kind of silly because, you know, you're bringing back the returning veteran and then she loses both of her first 2 matches in 7 years on pay-per-view. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And well, okay, there was one saving grace, and that was the fact that she won off a fluky schoolboy roll-up to actually make Mickie look strong in defeat, I guess. Then you had Apollo Crews and Kalisto beat Ziggler in a 2-on-1 handicap match, which I'd have no problem with, except for the fact that Apollo and Kalisto are such lukewarm, non-existent characters with no personality that Dolph actually looks like the sympathetic one. And for crying out loud, when he was pretty much Brian Pillmanizing Apollo's ankle, he was getting "Thank you, Ziggler, thank you, Ziggler" chants from the Arizona crowd. So it's like, wait, you've got a heel in Ziggler, yet he's getting "Thank you, Ziggler" chants from the crowd for Brian Pillmanizing Apollo Crews' ankle. It's like, what's wrong with the picture here? So it's like, yeah, something seriously wrong there. Then you have American Alpha retaining their tag team championships in a tag team tournament match for the tag team championship. It looked like we were going to have new tag team champions when the Usos pretty much just handed American Alpha their ass on a silver platter and pretty much fed them to the Ascension, and then the Ascension hit the Fall Man. I'm like, holy shit, are they actually going to make the Ascension look like a decent threat? Answer is, in the words of our Intercontinental Champion Dean Ambrose, nope. Because they hit the Fall Man, Jason Jordan's there to break out the pinfall, and let's see, how long did they last before they got eliminated? They lasted about, okay, they don't tell us the amount of time, but they lasted about 3 minutes, and then they get pinned off of Grand Amplitude. So it's like, wait, you pretty much award them the championships on a silver platter, and your crack writing staff, looking at you, Kevin Dunn, you piece of beaver teeth shit, is so incompetent that they can't just cover the guys, because both the guys were literally out on their feet at this point. They can't just literally cover the guys 1, 2, 3 and claim the championship. They have to just hit the Fall Man when they're already out cold and cover and risk getting broken up. It's like, oh my god, why are your writing team such crack idiots? I swear I could write a better show than Kevin Dunn and his merry band of idiots. I mean, thank God he's not writing for Smackdown, otherwise that'd be in a complete turmoil shitfest like Raw is about 75% of the time. I'll get to that when we cover Raw after Elimination Chamber. Anyways, you basically have the Ascension looking like chumps, but, you know, more power to American Alpha, they did great. And then we got the match I really didn't personally care about, Nikki Bella and Natty. I mean, they had a pretty good technically sound match and everything. You know, they wrestled well. I mean, what was it, like a 20-minute match? No, it wasn't 20 minutes. It was actually, 13 minutes. Felt like 20. But anyway, 13 minutes, and it actually ended in a double countout, so that's like, well, that's lame, all those fighting about, oh, you only got this because because you're hooking up with Cena every night, and yada, yada, yada. I'm the crown jewel of the Arc Elite, blah, blah, blah. All that, and you wrestle to a double countout on pay-per-view, it's like, okay, what a waste. And then they start beating the crap out of each other even more on SmackDown, and Daniel Bryan's like, alright, that's it, enough! Next week, you two are going to fight in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Jesus! I swear, that was the highlight of SmackDown for me. But anyways, like I said, we'll cover that in more detail when we get there. But that was funny. And then, oh, mercy me, Luke Harper and Randy Orton. That match was damn near the match of the night, if not the Elimination Chamber main event. I mean, Luke, even though he lost, he looked like a fucking star in defeat, man. He was an absolute beast out there. Took Randy to the limit, and he took Randy to the limit. And there was some times where it looked like he might actually beat Randy, but then he went for that discus clothesline. Randy countered into the RKO. Beautifully done. 1, 2, 3 for the pin. But even though he lost, Luke looked like a beast. And big ups to Luke. Hopefully they don't, screw up his potential babyface push, because he's got a lot of potential as a sort of anti-hero babyface, and I'm looking forward to seeing what can come for him. Now, here's the part where I'll probably get a lot of hate, because there's God knows how many Naomi fans out there on the interwebs. But if you don't like what I'm saying, come at me, bro. Anyways. Next up, Naomi against my girl, Alexa Bliss, who adorably was dressed as an evil Wonder Woman, which was freaking adorable to look at. Naomi beats Alexa because Alexa went for the Twisted Bliss. Naomi got her knees up and hit the freaking split-legged moonsault. Naomi, John Morrison called. He wants the Starship Pain back. Yeah, thanks. Anyways, she hit split-legged moonsault and pinned her for the 1, 2, 3. Now, while I have nothing against Naomi personally, she's a hell of a competitor, and she has deserved winning the championship. I mean, she's been battling for she's been with WWE for 8 years, because she actually got signed in 2009. And, she's been passed over so many times for different opportunities and all that. So, I'm not saying she doesn't deserve it, because she obviously does, and she's a great talent and everything. But I don't see what the big deal is with Naomi. I mean, her mic skills are average at best, in my opinion. And her moves, she's athletic as hell, and she's very easy on the ice. That's 2 positives she's got going for her. But her mic skills are average at best. And this whole Feel the Glow thing is just cringe-worthy to me. And it's just the timing of the championship switch. It's just baffling to me. I mean, sure, WrestleMania is in her hometown and everything, but why not have her win the championship at WrestleMania? It would be a bigger deal. And plus, nobody was hotter as a heel than Alexa Bliss. I mean, she's cutting promos like nobody's business. She looks like a regular Major League A star, A++ star, and you have her get her legs cut out from under her in the middle of a reign at just 70 days just to have a shock, feel-good moment for Naomi that really could have taken place at WrestleMania. And coming out of the Elimination Chamber, she actually admitted she got injured, so for all we know, she could drop the title next Tuesday to Alexa Bliss, so that makes the championship switch even more confounding to me. But anyways, props to you, Naomi. I gotta give it to you. I was blissed off as hell when it happened, because I just thought that it was the wrong time. I personally still think it was the wrong time to make the switch, but I'll swallow my pride and give you your props, girl. I don't like your gimmick. The whole Feel the Glow thing is bleh to me. But hey, props to you. Congratulations. I just don't see you lasting that long as a champion, because I think you're better more in the chase mode, and Alexis is better as the champion, because it seemed like, her promos and everything, I'm not trying to jump on Alexis' bandwagon here. I'm trying to be as non-biased as possible, but it just seemed like Alexa was just in her own as a heel champion. Plus, she had a brilliant mentor in Mickie James backing her up. So, you could have built her reign up for months, and she could have pretty much called herself pretty much the mistress of the division, because she's got this whole Harley Quinn thing going. She could have called herself the mistress of the SmackDown Live division, and then finally you build up the huge babyface, whether that's Naomi or somebody to stop her. That would be good booking, because Alexa would have had 160, even be 200-day reign, and she'd look like an absolute beast. But cutting her off at just 70 days and learning that Naomi's got an injury, that just kind of cuts the legs out from under the reign. It just makes the switch look all the more questionable. Anyways, main event time. Finally got there. You got John Cena, AJ Styles, Miz, Dean Ambrose, and Baron Corbin for the WWE Championship. 34-minute match, and let's see, what was it? 34-minute match, and the eliminations, they actually didn't happen right away. They went 18 minutes, and it was 18:50 before the first elimination. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. But anyways, it was, great match, 18 minutes, and Corbin looked like an absolute beast, delivering stuff out of nowhere. Because let's face it, he was delivering things left and right. He was nailing people with all sorts of moves. And then when Miz came in, Corbin took his eye off the ball, and Ambrose scooped him up from behind. 1, 2, 3, roll up, see you by Corbin. And Corbin just went apeshit crazy in delivering end of days to Ambrose. Miz, like the scavenger he is, just crawls in, scared out of his mind. 1, 2, 3, pins Ambrose. And then, it looks like Miz is going to have a great night. And all of a sudden, one measly attitude adjustment. Boop! See you, bye-bye. You're gone. And then for some bizarre, see you, bye-bye. You're gone after just one measly attitude adjustment. So that didn't make much sense in the grand scheme of things. I mean, AJ Styles, it took 4 to keep him down, just 2 weeks earlier at the Rumble. So in all honesty, that didn't make much sense. And then, here's the shocker for me, that, Cena gets pinned clean in the ring by Bray Wyatt off Sister Abigail. And then, we're guaranteed a new champion. I'm thinking, okay, it's probably going to be AJ, although I earlier said in my prediction videos that it would be Bray Wyatt. And then, AJ comes off the top looking for the fundamental forearm. Bray catches him, hits him with the Sister Abigail for the 1, 2, 3. And holy shocky shock. Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, is the WWE champion. Oh my goodness, the WWE Championship has gone to hell. And, great show, like I said, the whole thing with Naomi, that personally I think was a mistake in terms of timing. Not that she doesn't deserve it, because she sure as hell has, but I just think it was the wrong time to do it. Anyways, on to Monday Night Raw. Now, as there wasn't that many major things to cover, I'm just going to cover the major talking points. So, first of all, the whole Festival of Friendship thing. Absolutely masterstroke from the usually crack Raw writing team. In that, Jericho's is over the top, hammy stuff as usual. And I'm just watching, and KO seems kind of just like, nonplussed about the whole thing. And, KO gives him a gift, and Jericho's like, it's perfect, a new list. The old one was getting beaten up and full and everything. And then Chris looks at the list and like, how come my name's on this? I'm like, oh no. Because you see on the thing it says the list of KO. And then, you can see a shot of Owens, and he's like, and he just lets the title drop to the floor. You can literally hear the mic drop, and it's like, oh shit, here it comes, and then bang! One hard shot, and then millions of hearts break as just Kevin just freaking unloads on his former best buddy Chris Jericho. And it was like, oh my god, the most painful breakup in many fans' minds, probably since Seth orchestrated the destruction of the Shield. So, I mean, absolutely nobody saw it coming. And if you say you saw it coming that Monday night, then you're a fucking liar. Because nobody saw that coming. Not in that context. I mean, if anything, it probably would be like, maybe Jericho cost him the title like Fastlane or something. Inadvertently. I don't know. But in any case, masterstroke there. And then the main event. Bayley versus the Queen, as she calls herself, Charlotte Flair, for the Raw Women's Championship. Great match and everything. But what I'm going to talk about mostly is the finish. The fact that, her protege Dana Brooke comes out, rakes the eyes of Bayley, and then Bayley's buddy Sasha Banks comes out, nails Dana with her crutch, and then as Charlotte has Bayley trapped in the figure 8, nails Charlotte with the crutch. Ref didn't see it. Bayley has no clue what's going on, and Bayley pulls her into the belly to Bayley for the 1, 2, 3 in the championship victory. Now, I was over the moon, happy for Bayley, and, it's quite obvious why, because I'm a huge Bayley mark, and there's plenty of people out there that are Bayley marks, but I think that this was the wrong time. I mean, sure, it was a great moment, and she's probably going to have a nice moment in California next week, in her hometown, but it just looks like they're just setting her up for the same thing that plagued Sasha's reign. She wins it on Raw, then eventually drops it back to Charlotte at Fastlane. So this may upset some people, but bear with me here. I've got a plan. What I think they should do is have Charlotte come out and say, because Sasha interfered and hit me with the crutch, that's the only reason you won. So I spoke with Stephanie, and the match, the match result is voided. You never won the championship. Give it back to me. And the amount of heat that she would get, oh my god, the amount of heat. So this would keep Charlotte looking like, the smug alpha bitch that she is, Charlotte finds some cheap way to retain at Fastlane, keep her little pay-per-view streak intact, and then finally, whether it's the rumored fatal four-way that we've got at Mania 33 or just some plain one-on-one match, Bayley finally beats Charlotte 1-2-3 in the middle of the ring, and finally ends this infernal pay-per-view streak that should never become as big a thing as it is, because they're booking her like she's the female fucking Undertaker on pay-per-view, when she's nowhere near that in any sense of the word. So, Bayley, you had your great moment on Raw. I just think it's best if it's taken away for right now, and you have your eventual big triumph at WrestleMania 33, because no matter how great Raw moments are, nothing beats WrestleMania moments, sweetheart. So it's best that you have that moment at Mania. Anyways, now on to Smackdown. Nothing really major went down there, except Mickey getting her win back over Becky, which I thought should have happened. That Mickey wins Elimination Chamber, Becky gets the win on free TV, and then we have Naomi celebrating her win over Alexa Bliss, and then, as I mentioned earlier in the Elimination Chamber part of the video, that Naomi reveals that she has an undisclosed injury that she got at Elimination Chamber, and Alexa comes out, saying, "I'll give you 1 week to heal up, then I won't run a rematch." So for all we know, Naomi may just drop her right back to Alexa Bliss, which would make the Elimination Chamber booking, as I mentioned earlier, even more questionable, quite frankly. But what was more interesting is the triple threat main event match for the WWE Championship: John Cena against the defending champion Bray Wyatt against AJ Styles. Bray retains after hitting Cena with Sister Abigail. And then what people are going to be talking about for a while is Randy comes out and says, "As long as you are the master," Randy says, "As long as you are the master and I am the servant, I refuse to fight you at WrestleMania." So that puts an interesting little bit of a loop in the WrestleMania plans, in that Randy doesn't want to face Bray, at least for the moment. And then on Talking Smack, Daniel says that there'll be a number one contenders match, I guess like a battle royal, to determine who would be the number one contender for Bray's title at WrestleMania. Now, to my recollection, this is the first time the Rumble winner has voluntarily given up his title shot since the 1999 Rumble, where Vince gave it up so he wouldn't have to face his corporate golden boy, The Rock, for the WWE Championship. Yeah, so it's a battle royal. Styles, who's the first confirmed entrant into it. No clue on how many people will be in the match. But what was interesting about the main event was, before the match even started, Bray's former buddy, his former, I guess, lead man, the first son of the Wyatt family, Luke Harper, assaulted him prior to the match. So maybe what they're planning for is like a triple threat at Mania 33, where it's Luke versus Bray versus Randy for the championship, which would be quite interesting, because you'd have two thirds of the original Wyatt family plus the piece of the new Wyatt family all going at it for the championship. In that perspective, I'd probably want Bray to retain, but I would not be against Luke Harper getting a shock victory, because that would mean that people have said for years that Luke Harper's underrated, and I personally agree with them. So who really knows what's going to happen in terms of WWE Championship? But like I said, with the whole Alexa Bliss Naomi thing, based on the timing and the fact that Naomi got the injury, I think it would have been best to just hold off for a moment until WrestleMania and have her win it there. But I don't book the shows, I just talk about them. Anyways, this was my longest vlog to date. Hope you all enjoyed it. And remember, if you like the video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to me on the channel. And as always, keep it charming, everybody. And to those that, say I have a bad mic and everything, cut me some slack. I'm a 25-year-old disabled kid. I have cerebral palsy, so I can't drive and everything. And I have a lot of trouble getting around to places, so I don't make the kind of money most people make. I mean, YouTube's my primary source of income, so I don't have the money to go out and get the real high-tech equipment. But anyways, as the channel evolves and everything, I will get the better equipment. I mean, we're close to 1,000 subscribers, like I said previously. We're 60 away from that. And the fact that we're anywhere near that in less than 2 years is just mind-blowing to me. But in any case, hope you all enjoyed the video. And until next time, keep it charming, everybody, and subscribe to join the charming army. Peace out for now, everybody. Love you all.